You are now locked in to the Voice of Reason. Now, if you are not aware, there's a new game coming out called HxH Nen Impact.
Oh yeah.
You guys know the anime HxH, very popular. There's a game, a fighting game coming out for it. We talked about this on one of our previous podcasts.
Yep.
I literally said, this better not be an arena fighting game like Storm, like the Naruto Storm. It better not be an arena fighting game or it's up, it's done. The game will not flourish.
Finished.
What ends up happening is the actual 2D fighting game. It's a real fighting game with real mechanics. It's actually a real fighting game.
Yeah.
So, I'm happy about that. They didn't mess up with it. Yeah, round of applause for real. Man.
For real. They deserve it. From when we saw it, when we watched the video and we said, it looks like it might be a 2D fighter, but at the same time, you don't know. And then it said it's gonna be at Evo. I was like, at Evo as a game? I'm like, as a headliner, I was like, and then we see the gameplay.
Question.
Yeah.
Now go on, bro.
No, I said that's then we see the gameplay. I'm like, wow. But yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. So you've seen the gameplay. You've seen some of the gameplay for it, yeah?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
What are your thoughts? All right, first of all, what are your thoughts on, because the community who watched it, who was not at Evo, so myself, I wasn't at Evo.
Yeah. A
lot of the people who, outside of fighting game fans, they just like Hunter x Hunter. They just like the anime, and they happen to see this game. They know nothing about fighting games. They just saw the game.
Yeah.
It got a lot of backlash for the way the game looks. Now, if you actually look at the art and the game, it looks like something that could have been made on PS3, Xbox.
Yeah. On my phone, even if you wanted to.
Yeah. Now, does that bother you? Does that bother you?
I'll be honest. The
graphics bother you.
Graphic-wise.
Yeah, graphic-wise, does it bother you the way it looks?
Kind of, because it feels like it's an old school thingy, but at the same time, my expectations shouldn't be up this high because we don't know the producer who made the game. We just saw the publisher, I believe, the publisher and the devs, but we never knew who's actually making the game. So I don't think I've ever heard of the company before. So it could be a lack of budget, or because it's in the beta stages right now. That's why it looks like the way it does. People were saying it looks like Capcom versus Tatsunoko or whatever it is, and I'm like, okay, cool, it looks like that. But when was that game made? That was on the Wii. I was 9 when the Wii came out. So, like, you can only imagine. The gameplay looks good though, but graphically, I feel like it could do better. I can't lie to you, definitely.
I definitely think it could do better graphically, but my only thing is, people were like, it's the expectation thing. Like, fair enough if they said this game is made by Bandai Namco.
Then you can do it, yeah.
Then I hear it, but people are like comparing it to Dragon Ball FighterZ.
You can't do
like
that.
Marvel, like, bro, it's not the same. I was never expecting this game to look visually extremely appealing.
Yeah.
And also, that's not the be or end all to making a good fighting game in the first place. Because people to this day can still hop on old fighting games and still have fun simply because they enjoy the gameplay and mechanics. And now that goes into the next question I have.
Outside of MVCI Infinite, that game had good gameplay, but the fucking to be fair, different standard. Because
exactly different standard.
Yeah, so go ahead. What you were gonna say?
Yeah, gameplay. Like, have you seen some of the mechanics in there? It's a mixture of like it's got some
MVC in there.
It's got some Guilty Gear Burst or some Dragon Ball FighterZ Burst.
Yeah,
Spark in there. The mechanics look good. Yeah.
The game's fun. Killer was gonna be broken though, because what I saw him doing was going lightning.
Bro, lightning. Yeah, I saw that.
And Goichi was playing. So that looks sick. And Hisoka, I won't lie to you, all the characters in the game
looks the cool. His combos, his focus combos.
Yeah, sauce.
Bungee gum
sauce is crazy though. But that character is crazy in general, like character-wise, like story-wise. But in this game, sauce. Yes, sauce. Bull, bring back bull. Yeah, it is good. I can't lie. Leorio looks alright as well. He's like, it's kind of cool seeing how they've turned some of their Nen abilities, like in how they made them effective in the game. Because obviously Leorio's one wasn't really effective in the show, at least, because he's trying to be a doctor, isn't he? So it's not the most strongest Nen ability, but like, you know, he's one. I think it OTGs. I think it picks off the ground, the little ground part he does.
And then he gets to continue as well.
Yeah,
his assist OTGs and then can pick up.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah. So like the fact that it has OTGs is going to be a serious game because Fighters don't have OTGs. Fighters was if they get onto the round, that's it. So it feels like they've taken a bit of a Marvel vs. Capcom. Because that's what Marvel vs. Capcom done. If anything, it's kind of like when you said comparing it like to different games, you have to compare this game to something like Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, because that game was graphically, it didn't look as good as you thought it could be, but the gameplay was fun, and it was fun.
Except that game was broken because of TLDs or just too much.
Oh yeah, that was fully. But who knows? This could be broken too. We don't even know yet.
This could be broken too. It could be broken too.
But at the same time,
yeah, I think people need to give it a chance and focus more on what the gameplay is giving you, more so than what the graphics are like. Like people are acting like these are anime games. People are acting like they didn't watch anime back in the day when the graphics weren't great.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, people need to give it a break, man. Like graphically, it's not going to look the greatest, and it might end up looking better once the game's actually released. You know?
Yeah, this is the early stages.
Yeah,
low key.
Yeah, man. I think. So go ahead.
No, go ahead. You finish first. I'll let you continue.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, do you think for the longevity of this game, when you look at the mechanics that they have here,
from what I saw,
do you think this game's got some sort of longevity in terms of last?
Definitely, 100%. Because from what it looks like, everyone has their unique Nen ability, and I know that's not generic, but I know it's thingy. But like, there's so many different ways, different kinds of different abilities. So the way that they can somewhat implement this, even if they have DLC after their base roster, I don't know how big their roster is going to be, but it feels like there's a lot of room for creativity, especially the synergy as well. Killua's chain, Hisoka's pullback, Leoro's thingy, what's his name's lightning. Like it feels like there's it just feels like there's going to be, and then obviously forgot my man's name, the old man, but he's a G.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Netero, that's his name. Netero, literally, his ability as well. Like the way it can be implemented is very interesting. So like we only saw a figment of the characters. So imagine if we see Miriam or the angels that he was on his side, like his bodyguard.
The Phantom Troop.
Yeah, the Phantom Troop. Oh my god, the Phantom Troop. There's too many abilities that you can look at, and it might be, you never know, it might be some interactive things, like let's say like interactive like intros or like outros, like for example Kurapika and that guy from Phantom Troop. There might be a special super or a special ending if you do a specific thing. It just really depends. One thing I will say though, the supers look good as well though, but some of them look like graphics. So I don't know.
The supers look alright. They remind me a little bit of Melty Blood supers. Yes. Where it can look a bit messy on the screen sometimes, but then some of them look really clean.
Yeah, so, like the killer one didn't look too bad. The gun one didn't look too bad either, to be fair. I
think it's the Leolio one looks a bit weird with the OTG stuff. It looks like it's a bit messy all over the screen.
Definitely, but I think they can pair it up within time before, you know, as long as it's not the finished product, they can definitely fix it within time. That's the thing I was going to say as well, because I completely forgot about it. You have to compare this game to kind of sound like Under Night in Birth. That first game and the second game, there's not really a lot of difference between the graphically wise. Like you can say the sprites have been somewhat updated, but it's mainly the same moves from the first game. It's just that the sprites look a bit more HD in this one now. So you have to curb your expectations when certain games come out, because you can't expect Hunter x Hunter to have like the budget or the funds like Dragon Ball FighterZ will get, or even
a lot of this thing's all money, man. People forget a lot of it's all money. Like, are they supposed to go all out on this game without knowing if it's even going to be successful as well?
100%, because Hunter x Hunter is not a niche anime, but it feels like in comparison to
it's not Dragon Ball.
Yeah, even JJK got a better budget, which is saying a lot. But JJK is really good, and that came out later, way later than Hunter x Hunter has. Hunter x Hunter's been out for what, maybe a decade, 2 decades at this point. Because
it took a long break. Anime's supposed to be coming back, like.
Yeah, like it had an old school show, then it had a reboot, of a new version of it. And
Hunter x Hunter's trying to bring fans back, whereas JJK has fans already there just waiting.
They were just waiting for a game at that point. They flopped the game, but that's another thing. I'd rather I'd rather this have low graphics but have good gameplay, because this from a standard point, the game looks fine. It doesn't look horrible. It looks fine. It doesn't look horrible to look at. It just looks, this feels a bit outdated, but that's about it. But the gameplay looks new and reviving and refreshing. And I feel like as long as it keeps that, and obviously, like you said before, voice actors were in there.
Yeah, voice actors were in there. Yeah.
I'm just hoping they have the English version as well, but we'll wait and see. We don't know how far it'll get, but I hope they add the English dub to that too, because the dub cast for that game, for that show, is really good. But it's accessibility. But
in terms of longevity for the game though, like I can't lie, they seem to have the mechanics for it. They seem to have the mechanics for a game that can be sustainable. Like the mechanics seem to sort of make sense. Obviously, I don't have hands on the game, so I can't really confirm that. But based the looks of the gameplay, it looks like they've got the mechanics sorted.
Yeah, no, definitely. Right. With the variety as well in the game too, it does feel like they will definitely have a lot of different mechanics in there that, like, I feel like mechanics will alter depending on the character that you're playing as well. Because it's a 3v3, it'll always be harder to lab as opposed to like a 1v1 game.
Yeah, and also the 3v3 thing, bro. You know, every character has 3 different assists.
Oh, like fighters, they do, or like NPC?
No, not like fighters. In fighters, when you choose what assist each character does.
Oh yeah, at the start.
Right? You see how in fighters at the start you choose what assist they get, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying every character individually has 3 assists. So you know those 3 assists in Dragon Ball Fighters? Let's say you make your character have all 3, or each 3.
So then what? Can you have, is there like a certain...
There's 9 assists. So there's 9 assists.
During game?
Yes, because every character, in game, because every character can use all 3 of them. You don't pick one at the start.
Yo, so hold on. So that means you can cater it and switch it at any point.
That's when I heard that, when I saw that, I was like, wait, this is actually insane. Like,
that's more input you have to put in. Yo, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, instead of pressing your tag button, you do tag and a direction or something, and then it'll switch to that. But
that's a lot to remember. And if you're doing a combo, you go, this game's gonna
be
mad.
It's gonna be. That's why people are saying Marvel, because Marvel was that game where
but Marvel didn't even have that feature. Marvel was like you had to pick 1 assist at the start, and that was it. But this one has gone over 2. That's sick. That's really a lot.
It's called that. That's another thing that'll make the game stand out for itself, because it's like not other games doing that.
As well as then.
But I'm a bit scared as well, because it might be too much.
Could be. But then because it's too much, that means it'll take ages for it to, for people to fully understand the capabilities of the game. Because even now, Marvel vs. Capcom is a game that it's been out for maybe 3 has been out for like a decade at least or something, right? Like, and people are still finding out tech now, which is crazy considering how old the game is. And that game
don't even play it no more, and they're still finding stuff out.
Right? It's even that combo breaker sometimes. It's still at tournaments, which makes it even so crazy. Despite how old the game is, it's still active in tournaments. So it's like, raw, okay, cool. So, it could do wonders for longevity for this game. And it could obviously, if the voice actors and the right DLC and right characters get put into the game, then the possibilities are endless. I feel like it will definitely last. If it's in Evo as well, it will get its competitive edge from that side too. Just hopefully it doesn't die out.
I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah,
I'll tell you one thing that needs to be good for this game to last is the netcode. Yes. Regardless of how sick the game is, if the netcode is bad to where people can't really play the game online, it's GG's, bro. Everything goes out the window.
It's game over.
Actually, GG's.
If it's delay-based netcode, it's over.
It's GG's. The netcode has to be decent.
It can't be a judge.
It can't be bad. Yeah. It has to be decent. It's gotta be good, man.
No, 100%. Also, I feel like as well, they need to definitely cater, as well as they're coming to the competitive side, they need to cater to the casual side, because you're going to bring all the OG fans to play this game, but it can't just be purely fighting. It has to have some other element. It has to have like a story mode at least that isn't, your typical, you see pictures on the side and you see dialogue. Like, you have to add something into it that gives casual players more of a reason to play, whether it's customization, whether it's a story mode or unique story perspective of events that have happened, but from a different perspective, or like even a new little story that is only exclusive to this. Like, that has to be something that will draw them in, because I feel like the more casual players will be in this game, the more revenue they can get from this, and then the more they can make things from it and, you know, produce a good game. At least I feel like, anyway, for longevity as well. If they don't do that, and it's purely just about the fighting, you only cater towards the competitive fan base, and that's significantly smaller than the casual fan base of Hunter x Hunter in general.
I feel agree with that.
Yeah, that's what I feel like anyway. At least, as long as you get the voice actors, the right thing is the game's not bugged and it looks decent or it looks better or updated, then it'll be fine. I feel like it'll be fine. But we need to kind of expectations, though. Like, not
hopefully,
will be,
yeah, the expectations were just a bit too much, man. It's still, it can still very much possibly
get better. Yeah, exactly. Graphically, but yeah.